Thank you, friends. Welcome to a very interesting session. We have representatives, people's representatives from 5 of our neighbors. Of course, 3 of them are our immediate neighbors, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Maldives, and 2 are our extended neighbors, Lao PDR and Mauritius. Ideally, as it was mentioned, this session should have been conducted by one of the new sex people. But I was brought and put in the position of moderator of this session. I welcome all our esteemed guests to this session. Friends, we have about, I think, 25-30 minutes time in front of us. We have the clock before us. Friends, we all know that all the 5 countries are very important neighbors for us. India has not just G2G, G2B ties, government to government and government to business or business to business ties. We also have very strong people to people ties. In fact, at least with some of these countries, I can say we are 2 countries and 1 civilization. We are civilizational cousins also. That's the kind of strong bond we enjoy with all our friends who are sitting on the dais today. What I'm going to do is, probably with each of you, we will have first round to talk about the relationship between your home country and the host country, India. But today we cannot completely ignore the global scenario. So if time permits, I would also like to have your views on whatever is happening all over the world today. So without me taking more time, let me begin by requesting Mr. Marikkar from Sri Lanka. Yes. Sir, what do you think? Are you happy with the state of relations between India and Sri Lanka? We have been very good neighbors, close friends for many, many centuries. What do you think about the current status of relationship?
Definitely, when it comes to your topics today, we have personally experienced a regional relationship few years before. In 2020, Sri Lanka got the economic collapse, right? Like more than the regional relation, as an elder brother, India only come forward to help us to come out from the economic situation. I remember they more than the giving loans, they came forward and gave the donation to uplift the people's life in Sri Lanka. So because of the help of the India at that time, and also the tough decisions and patience of Sri Lankan people, we came out from very sooner from the economic crisis. That's the fantastic example we have went through, right? So, and also the India and Sri Lanka's relationship is not the diplomatic relationship, it's a historical relationship. Diplomats made the diplomatic relationship, but the history is for over 1,000 years, right? So, majority of Sri Lanka are Buddhist, though I am a Muslim, right? So, Buddhism coming from the India, right? So, with that, the relationship is to another level. And also, when the China and India is in between the China and India also, we still manage to have a better relationship with India.
Thank you. Friends, I'm really happy that Mr. Saidulla used the word elder brother. India's relations with all its neighbors are not that of big brother. They are of elder brother. We are brothers, and we are there in the sorrows and happiness of our neighbors. We're always there, and with Sri Lanka, we enjoy that very special relationship. By the way, as Honorable MP mentioned, tourism between our 2 countries is a very big aspect of our relationship. You talked about diplomatic and non-diplomatic relationships. 700,000 tourists are visiting Sri Lanka every year now. We are the largest component of your tourism.
Of course, India is contributing the best, the number 1 tourism in Sri Lanka. Even not only the Friday to Sunday tourists, even the long-term tourists, even some Indian film industries using Sri Lankan location, that also helped to improve the Sri Lankan tourism. Of course, at this with the war in the Middle East, Sri Lankan tourism got affected. I think I hope India will come forward to help for that also to uplift the Sri Lanka tourism again, as usual.
Thank you. Thank you, Excellency. May I turn to Mr. Balkrishna from Mauritius? Mr. Balkrishna,
Yes.
so glad that we have you here. Friends, when we talk about Mauritius, we generally think that Mauritius is a country with, people of Indian origin, no doubt. I mean, 60% almost are people of Indian origin.
Yes, yes.
But you have almost 35 to 40% mixed origin Creole people also. Nevertheless,
Africa.
African mixed origin and African people also. But India's relationship with Mauritius has never seen any ups and downs. You have many different governments changed, you are a good democracy. How do you see the trajectory of this relationship?
We are like the Chote Bharat. That's what we call in Mauritius. We are the Chote Bharat and India is the Bade Bharat. So let me first thank Mr. Kartiki for this challenge he took at this stage when the world is facing something which is impacting globally. While we are sitting here, we are gathering here, India is uniting, but we are facing division in the East. The East, they are suffering. And here, we are trying to get everyone together to create that unity in diversity. We want to build that relationship together to bring peace to the world. And this is what our elder brother is doing, our Bade Bharat. So let me talk about Mauritius. Mauritius depends a lot upon India. And India has always been here to help. India is always present when we are facing hardship. And India is always and will always be at our disponibility. So basically, Mauritius is seen as the best tourism place for Indian people. And we see India as our powerful tool. We use the technology, and now we are looking at your help to empower Mauritius in the cyber criminality, in their technology, in AI, in financial, and we want to bring that financial sector closer. We need to say that we depend a lot on India. And that relationship needs to stay, and it will keep growing in the future. And one thing I need to mention is that in the Indian Ocean, Mauritius plays a big role for India.
Thank you. That's a very important point, Excellency. In the Western Indian Ocean, we have Mauritius as a very important partner with India in managing Indian Ocean in a peaceful manner, and we always cherish this relationship. We will certainly come back to what is happening in the world, Excellency. May I turn to Mr. Deepak Prakash Bhatt. Deepak ji, about Nepal, what do I say? We are two countries, but one people. We share so much in common. We have so much in common, right from our culture to our festivals to our names. Deepak is a very normal name in the entire country here also. So how do you see the relationship going forward? You have a new government. My congratulations to you. You had successful elections, elected a totally new government. You know, we have dealt with leaders who have been in politics for 3 decades, 4 decades. Now we will be dealing with leaders who have just joined politics 2 years ago. How do you see the prospects for the relationship?
Nepal-India relations have been extremely good. We are all weather, all friends, and indeed we have a very close economic cooperation and trade cooperation, and of course the security and all the fields of the nation-state relations. And one very interesting thing India is doing greatly in the global field is like economic transformation, which have been implementing in the many areas of like the digital economy, economic connectivity with the neighbors, and that has been transforming Nepal's trade and other things also, because we have been jointly building new transportation mechanisms, interconnectivity with the border areas, like building integrated checkposts, dry ports, and all the other things. And at the same time, the digital world and the digital economy, India has been greatly contributing in the world stage, and at the same time, that has been impacting Nepal's. And in the education field, which India is achieving greatly and interconnectedly, it's contributing to the Nepal also. And Nepal, as society remained very dynamic in changing the governments and all these things in the last 7 or 8 decades, we have introduced many political systems. Like, we introduced democracy in 1950 when India got independence. Now, as recently, on the 5th March, we have a new government. We call it the algorithmic democracy. We have seen that the party which formed only 3 or 4 years ago have got 2/3 majority in the parliament. Only 2 seats are lacking. So more than 40% people are under 35 of the age now. So that we are waiting, and we'll wait and see that how they will recalibrate their relations with the new, with the government of India. But in a long run, as I see that, not only from the government to government perspective, but from the people to people, and of course the religious, civilizational, and traditional aspects, we have a large mobility, and like that's from the Pashupati to Lumbini and Sarna to all the religious, like the places we have been, like visiting or in a traditional way. So I think in the days to come, we will have a very more cordial relation, more balanced relation, and definitely at some point from Indian side and the government of the new government in Nepal will recalibrate the relations in the days to come.
I'm sure. Thank you so much. In fact, you have highlighted a very important point that you have seen so much of political instability in Nepal. But it seems that the democracy in Nepal has matured today. You seem to have a government which is likely to be very stable with the kind of majority that they have today. We hope to see this government, between 2008, when you had officially discarded Rajshahi, to today, 2026, you almost have 15, 16 prime ministers. But I think now you will have a good, stable government, and India is looking forward to definitely working with this new government, coming with no baggage, fresh leadership, very dynamic, young leadership. We really look forward, Excellency. Excellency, I turn to you, Mr. Chanthavong. I hope I spelled your name correctly. Our Member of Parliament is from Lao PDR, Lao People's Democratic Republic. Not exactly a neighbor with India, but our neighbor's neighbor. It neighbors Myanmar and then, of course, Vietnam, but a landlocked country, but an important country. Excellency, we have not very strong bilateral relations. Your relationship was more with China, with Thailand, other neighbors. But how do you see India in your Lao PDR scheme of things?
Thank you very much. My name is Chanthavong. You spelled it correctly.
Thank you.
I'm from the National Assembly of the Lao PDR. It's so satisfactory to see the friendly relations between Laos and India over time. Laos and India has been like brothers for a long, long time. In 1954, the former Prime Minister Nehru visited Laos, and after that, in 1956, our diplomatic relations has been created, and since then, we have known each other more, and we have supported each other in different areas. There are regular exchanges at high level from the president of the country, prime minister level, and minister and other sectoral levels, including people-to-people exchange. And we never have any dispute in our relationship, and we always support India in regional an international arena. Laos is a small country with a population of 7 million, and you said landlocked country. Fortunately, through BRI, now has been connected to the world, passing through ASEAN. ASEAN to Laos and over to China, to India, to Europe, to the world, to our fast train. And I hope in the near future our relation will further expand in more areas, more sectoral areas. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. You gave a major rail connectivity project from Vientiane to China to a Chinese company. And it is successfully operationalized last year, if I remember correct, or 2 years ago. And you do a lot of trade. We look forward that you give similar project to India, from Vientiane to Hanoi or Vientiane to some Vietnamese capital, so that India can also be a big player in your economy. Friends, we have our great friend, Mr. Nasym from Maldives. Excellency, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so again, Maldives and India have been very close friends. We have seen ups and downs, I don't deny that, in our relationship. But there is general goodwill, irrespective of regime changes. And today we have a new government for last more than 2 years in your country now. And your president visited India. We have a very good relationship now. How do you see this relationship going forward?
Well, Maldives and India have had really close relations for decades, not just bilaterally, but the people-to-people connection had always been there, from Bollywood movies to the food. We have been culturally intertwined for decades. And yes, we have had a very rough patch recently. This was because the then opposition, so it fit in that they could use India and some disinformation related to India to stoke public sentiments against the then government. However, they're now in government, and I am glad that they now realize that, India will always remain the first responder to Maldives in times of crisis, be it the 2003 tsunami, the 2014 water crisis, or the COVID recently. And we have, as you mentioned, we have had Prime Minister Modi recently visit the Maldives, and I do hope that our relations remain as strong as it was before.
Thank you. Friends, like Mauritius, Maldives is also an important partner for us in the Western Indian Ocean region. Maldives is much closer to India, and mutual cooperation is also very big. I know that a lot of supplies to Maldives come from Kerala, from Kochi and other ports. So we have a great trade independence, mutual goodwill, mutual cooperation. I hope this relationship will definitely go forward. Friends, we have heard the bilateral part from all our 5 participants. I thought we will have some 10-12 minutes time. I would like to probably trouble them for their views on what is happening in the world today. How do they see it from the perspective of their country? But probably, Mr. Nasym, we will start with you. How do you view whatever is happening in the world, especially the conflicts, right now the Iran conflict, or Gaza, or Ukraine? How does Maldives see it? What role is Maldives wanting to play in this, if at all it is playing any role?
I think as an opposition MP, this has been a real concern for me personally. We have had MPs summon cabinet ministers to the parliament to question what the government's vision is and how it's going to tackle the incoming crisis. However, the official stand of the Maldives government has been that, things are going well. However, I think that, as a country heavily dependent on tourism, primarily, the economy has always been dependent on tourism, and we have had multiple cancellations flight cancellations in recent times. And this is going to be, our economy is going to take a real hit due to this. And I think we need to, as a country, we really need to be prepared. And we also rely on oil, and the oil prices have been skyrocketing the last week, and also all of our imports. We are a country that import almost 90% of our products. So I think that as a country that is highly susceptible to external shocks, we need to be prepared, and I think we need to have a real plan going forward.
Thank you. You can always bank on India. I wish you all good. You don't face any major problems, but India is always there with you. Excellency, what do you think about the global scenario? What is the view of Nepal, Nepalese people, government?
At the global stage, I think the global order is shifting, almost changing in a new way, but we still have to wait that how, in which way it will move forward. Bretton Woods institutions or the UN system is deteriorating, and that has been denied by US again. And at the global stage, the climate change has become a very challenging issue, as global warming and other issues related to the global climate governance issues have become a pertinent. And personally, I think India has becoming a third largest economy and doing great at the national level, but at the same time, it have to have more connectivity and more contribution to the sub-region, as we always talk about the less connected South Asia. So it needed to be more addressed in a sub-regional issues, where can be like, the disaster and all other areas of cooperation can be at the priority, as it is doing at its great level. But I think there are possibilities of engaging sub-regional institutions in a manner. And as we see the recent phenomena in the West Asia, that triggered the global deterioration of the geopolitical or the geo-economic connectivity. Supply chain systems have been disrupted, and that has shown that we are entering into a very chaotic situation in the global stage.
Again, you have a good neighbor in India. I'm sure you will be assured about that. Excellency, I know that I talked about other issues like Iran war, Ukraine war, etc. But you have some issues in your own backyard. What is happening about your own islands and all that? How do you see this impacting Mauritius security and all that?
I know what you're coming from. We got the Diego Garcia, and it is hard for us to face this challenge being a small island. And we rely on India enormously, because we know you're the elder brother, you will be supporting us. And especially being relying on the tourism sector, it's very hard for us if things deteriorate in the future. And especially if Emirates not coming, everyone transiting from Dubai to Mauritius. And I think my neighbor, Maldives, will be the same, because we are highly reliable on tourism sector. But we are sure India will be here to give us a support, because we are in the Indian Ocean.
Thank you. Excellency, you have seen conflict spilling over into your neighborhood.
Yeah, with the Iranian war, it has affected to the Sri Lanka's dollar revenue. Basically, there are 4 pillars to Sri Lanka's dollar revenue. One is tourism, one is remittance, one is export, and foreign direct investment. The tea export and the garment export has got affected, and also remittance is getting affected, tourism is getting affected. But we don't need to worry, because as our largest trade partner, largest tourism partner, and as cultural partner, our big brother is there for bailout.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellency, you are also a member of the ASEAN. Probably you are the only member from ASEAN group of countries. What view does ASEAN take about the current conflict?
Laos, as a small country, always follow the foreign policy of peace, respect peace, independence, while promoting collaboration and mutual interest, and always respect other nations in ASEAN, always respect ASEAN rules. So whenever we have some member of ASEAN, like a family, like brothers, have some argument, conflict, we always try to advise them to tackle matters very cautiously through peaceful negotiations and find solutions, best solution for each.
Thank you. Thank you, Excellency. Friends, those are the views of our 5 important neighbors. One thing probably you all must have noticed, there is enormous goodwill for India and the relationship between India and the home country. All 5 of our colleagues see that as a very beyond the government relationship, not just a government to government, not just a diplomatic relationship, but beyond that, it is a people-to-people, civilizational, cultural relationship. We in Indian Ocean region, we are all countries which live in the Indian Ocean region. We are like one family, and Indian Ocean region is a natural region, unlike Indo-Pacific, which is a strategic construct. We are all a part of this Indian Ocean, great Indian Ocean region. We are civilizational relatives, cousins, that you have seen in the views of all our panelists today. I thank all of you for your candid views. Before I end, I don't see Karthikeya here. Mr. Balkrishna talked about how Mr. Karthikeya tried to create unity here. One very big symbol of unity is that we have a Mauritian representative and a Maldivian representative on the same dais. I don't want to create any issue here, but I'm generally saying today these 2 countries have, of course, between them some issues to be sorted out. But India is always a platform where all of us come together, sit together, and discuss about all issues with an open mind and open heart. I thank all of you.
Before you finish, I think Lord Ross will settle the matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you for your participation.